It's a bit of information. Well, we've updated the blog, but we've been hard at work on the game, and we're excited to talk a little about something we've been working on recently. As many of you will know, this month we featured on the cover of PC Gamer magazine. In addition to being a proud member for the team, we also packed in some new screenshots, which you can see online, and spoke to Phil Savage about the game, the full write-up of which is featured on the April 2017 issue. One aspect of Bannerlord that featured in the write-up is quests, which is what we're discussing in this blog entry. As a sandbox game, the essential function of quests in Mount & Blade is different to that of a linear or story-based RPG. Our goal is to use quests as a way to encourage the player to interact with the sandbox and help form the player's relationship in the world. As in Warband, completing quests for NPCs will increase your relation with that character. This, however, takes on a new dimension in Bannerlord, as that relationship can have a more profound impact on your character and the decisions you make. As an example, when you go to a town to recruit soldiers, instead of simply receiving a number of local recruits, the town's NPC act as recruiting agents or middlemen through whom you receive a supply of troops. The higher your relation with a specific NPC, the greater the number of troops they will make available to you. This places inherent value on your relationship with a specific NPC, giving you a reason to complete quests for them and enhance your capacity to recruit soldiers quickly from a single location. Consider also the way this invests you in an NPC's safety and well-being. When that NPC is at risk, so too is your supply of soldiers. This link between quests and the sandbox is what provides interesting gameplay, as your character's connection to the world grows, making allies and enemies. In this sense, the impact of a quest is often more significant than the reward it offers. A crucial change in the nature of the quests themselves is that the majority of quests in Bannerlord have multiple potential outcomes. As an example, when a character in a town tasks you with clearing out some thugs who are occupying a local alley, upon meeting the gang, you are presented with a counter offer. Go back to the quest giver, extort money out of them for questioning the gang's authority, and keep the profits for yourself. You can even clear out the thugs as requested, but instead of handing control back to the townsfolk, install your own men in the alley and begin a new criminal operation. Hey, and that guy over here looks like quite the criminal. By offering these branching quests, Bannerlord gives you, as a player, the chance to define your relationship with different characters through a narrative. Instead of simply working to earn the favor of specific individuals, you're weighing the value of an NPC's allegiance against a short-term reward. And since the NPCs themselves have their own rivalries and disputes, even taking what seems like the moral option can compromise your standing with those who disapprove of your choice of friends. Quests in Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord are designed to provide the basis for interesting emergent interactions. Okay, hold on, I had to go put on some more music. Okay. With a sandbox game world, while you might complete a single quest multiple times, the context within each you undertake the task and the decisions you make will mean the experience and the consequence can vary on each occasion. We're looking forward to giving you a chance to play the game and try out the quest for yourselves. In the meantime, thanks for reading this, the development blog, and you know, all that, blah, blah. So, like, there's what we have right now. We can go look at a few comments real quick for fun. And then I'll give you my thoughts about, like, what I think about what they're talking about here. But here we go. Greetings all, and thanks for making your way over to our 15th development blog. So that's what we have going on here, and he links that, and just a few people. Whew, lad, please, took you bastard long enough. Wow, it's fucking nothing. That's lovely. Clutches chest, arg, my heart. Okay, so anyway, just to keep a positive tone, at least we got some new screenshots. Let me go ahead and go over, like, why I'm so happy they're not just kind of spaghettiing out a lot of information. First off, to be blunt, there's so much hype on this game. If they messed up anything, imagine if they put out stuff that hyped up to the game and made it look better than it actually would be at launch. A lot of people would be like, look at these graphics, or look at his gameplay, it's not as good as what they were showing us, and that would be bad. But if they kind of give you a little bit of information over time, they can control what is going on, and they're going to be at E3. So we can go even look at how long it'll be until E3. And so when they're there, they're going to be able to show more stuff off. And if you look at, like, what they're trying to do too, they're adding in a lot more complexity into the game. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. We'll just go ahead and go back real quick, and that's okay. But anyway, what I think about what they're putting into the game as a whole is really interesting. What they're doing here, they're wanting to actually give you a reason to get invested into the world, because right now they serve as a backdrop. The characters in the world are a backdrop, and you can interact with them to a certain point, but they serve a simple function. You don't actually care too much about them. I don't go, wow, that Lord, me and him have a great relationship. I'm glad that we're friends. I'm glad that I put my time into having a better relationship with them. So right now, what they're doing here, they're adding in variety. But not only do they have new variety, they have more depth to what you're doing too. Like they said here, they said later down here that even though you might do a quest like that, the outcome can change up, and therefore a new consequence comes forth from that. I will say he looks like a very happy man. He's like, yeah, come by my wash. They should let me voice act him. I'm just saying, like, it would be a good idea. Or maybe I could learn how to play this over here and sit there. Maybe have a drink. But I think the game looks great because you don't want a game that looks insanely, you know, like For Honor tier stuff, but not actually have the depth that you want here. You want as many people as you can get on the actual battlefield. So like, while it's not like a ton of new information, I think it's very important to extrapolate whatever you can about the game when it comes to just what will be in it, what they're going to offer, and we can even go like look at screenshots real quick. I mean, we have done that, but we can go look at it right now. And so with how good the game looks too, you're gonna have characters that actually look different and not like scary potato heads, which can be very frightening. And they're all going for their own unique art styles, and the overall design is probably incredible. Because like, I have to really give credit to the art team. They're having to design distinct factions that stand up on their own. That isn't as easy as you think. I mean, like, when you have art in a game, you want it to be able to stand out, but you don't want it to look generic. And they've done a great job at providing a very distinct looking world, very distinct looking characters that do not look generic. Like over here, I could picture him being a Chaos Warrior if you had a mod or things like that. I mean, not to mention, you also want modders to be able to do what they can. So, I mean, I will say I've spent over 1,000 hours on Mount & Blade, and that's just on Steam. I've been playing it since before Steam. When it actually comes out, I'm going to be spending a lot more time on it. It's going to be pretty nuts what I'll be doing with it. But let's go ahead and go look at some features, content coming soon, so that won't be there. We can go look at other development blogs maybe in the future. But yeah, we've got a few things over here, it looks like. Yeah. Read more. I mean, what they're going to be adding for sieges is really my favorite part. A very weak part of Mount & Blade has always been siege battles. You would have one ladder just go right up. And I would rather there be a tremendous consequence to what you do. When I take a town, I want that to shift things. I want that to feel incredible. I want to go, wow, I took a town. But like, usually how it goes right now, you take a town and you have to hope that you have enough men to place in it to actually guard it. Then the AI comes in a massive horde and you have to defend it. But if there's more for you to do, if there's more for you to defend it with, that's a lot more interesting. And if it's harder to take a town, I'm okay with that. Where you have great risk should come great reward. So taking a town and doing what you want with it should just be a major part of that. And so like, I really wonder how that would even change up and interact with the idea of having NPCs that you're friends with. Like, what if a town is taken over? Would that change up at all? Would that cause any type of new power dynamics? Like, could you install a puppet ruler, or do they just kind of adapt to the new rules and they don't really change much at all? That's what I'm like really curious about, and like what I would want to know. Like, let's say you have Joe, the gang leader, and you and Joe are great friends, and then you understand that like that town was conquered by another faction, and would Joe still be there? Would he still be doing his own thing? Or like, maybe depending on his role, would he change up? Would there be a new guy there, and would you have to establish a new relationship? But if that happened, like, would that not make moot a lot of your progress? Like, if you're actually trying to establish new relationships and they change out each time, so like that would be a bad thing. But yeah, so like, that's generally my thoughts on like what they're talking about here, is that I'm very excited to see a lot more interactions with the world and everything like that. And I'm looking forward to more blog posts and kind of just going through it and getting a bit of information. And just make sure that like, when it comes to Captain Lust, you tell him, hey man, great job, because he's got a tough job. Usually you'll see like a lot of PR people for one game, but I don't know if they have other PR people, but I know that he's like the focal point, and he's been doing this for a very long time. And so just go, man, great job. And I think it's very encouraging. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you would like me to cover more blog posts or any information that comes out from Mount & Blade, let me know down below. You know, your commentary, your comments are very important to me. Thank you for watching. Look forward to more content. And as always, until then,